Hi, everybody. It's Wendy with Ask the Landlady, and I'm here with all the tips and tricks to help you make a profit in real estate rentals. And today's question is, can I rent out properties that are located in homeowner associations, HOAs, which is a great question because as people have had a harder and harder time finding deals and homeowner associations are getting bigger and bigger around the country, it's become something that people are more intrigued by. A lot of people love to be in an HOA, a community where HOAs are private organizations that make and enforce the laws or the rules and regulations of a certain neighborhood. So maybe all your landscaping has to be the same. You can't have trampolines in the front yard. They kind of regulate things for the whole association. A lot of times there's dues that you all pay to provide upkeep for, like maybe a park or a playground or certain areas or snow removal, and those types of things might all be in place with some amenities there for the people who live in that neighborhood. And the fees are mandatory for the residents. And they also have to abide by the HOA rules. Like maybe they can't have more than 3 cars in their driveway. Those types of things all have to be looked at. Good thing about having a property in an HOA is the location will have set rules that will protect your property and your value for that community. And there will be a board with property owners, which will allow for some self-governance, that you all get together. However, some HOAs are not well maintained, so you want to do your homework there and make sure that you're not going into an HOA that either doesn't have enough stuff going on or they're too over-regulated to where it's going to make it difficult for you to rent that property out. So you want to need to consider those factors, and you also need to check your state and local laws. Oh, I sound like a broken record on that regarding HOAs and rental properties. Many of the HOAs around the country might have a rule in place that they will only allow 20% of the neighborhood to be rented out. So, and there may already be a cap on that and a waiting list. And that's something you don't want to go in and buy a property thinking you're going to be able to rent it out when that HOA already has that restriction in place. Because a lot of times people might buy it, and especially in Florida, Orlando, they don't even live there, so they're renting it out, Airbnb and all sorts of things, or for short-term rentals. So they may already be capped at that 20%. Because a lot of these HOAs want to have a thriving neighborhood. They want people to actually live there who own the properties. So that's something that's the number one thing to look at, is to make sure that HOA has the availability that you could buy that home and turn it into a rental. So especially if you're going to a resort town, look at that first. If they're already at that cap and there's a waiting list, there's no use buying that property unless you're going to live there. You're not going to be able to rent it out. So that would be problematic. That would be terrible to buy something, you think it's a great deal, and you can't even rent that out. So you want to check on that. So yes, you absolutely can purchase properties in HOAs and rent them out, but just make sure you look into those factors before you sign on the dotted line. So have you done that? Have you rented out something in an HOA? Love to hear about it. Shoot me a comment and hit subscribe. And as always, have a great day.